And welcome to the final round of the Swiss stage of the... That's loud, I turn it down. The final round of the Swiss stage of the Metro Prime Randomizer Tournament 2020. I'm MightyCaesar37 and I'm joined by Takapa.
Doing alright.
And tonight we have MightyCaesar versus R-Web. Both 2-2, I believe. So I'm not sure what that says about their chances to make it to the top 8, but regardless, it should be a pretty fun race to watch.
Absolutely. Now, I've been messing with the spreadsheet way too much. Thank you, Elias, for making that. So I mean, unless something's really wrong with the spreadsheet, neither of these players can still qualify for top 8, but they can affect who gets into top 8 and how the seeding will go down from top 8. So neither can still qualify, but they can still have an effect on the rest of the tournament. So that is going to be, so this match does end up being important. So
yeah. So the runners are off in the race time, and it'll be a bit of a delay before we see that on this in real time. But there's, as far as I can tell, there's no gentleman's agreements. Yeah, it's just a standard seat today. Okay, the game music is too loud. Let's adjust the volume. It's like all this is user's audio, so
yeah.
Turn that down a bit. Alright, I hope that's good.
It's like we've...
How's that, chat? Is that better? Okay, so Space Jump first. Our way of making it, Caesar having a bit of trouble, and we get Spider Ball as our first item. That's actually a first that I've seen. Interesting.
Yeah. Are we not going to check under landing site?
Yeah. It's not much. It's nothing they can do with Spider Ball yet, but it's good to have for later.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they can't use it until they get Morph Ball.
Yeah, of course.
Under the ship, we have a missile.
Alright, so that's not going to be too big a deal.
Yeah.
Unless of course we get Morph Ball in Hive Totem and then have to go directly back to get that as our first missile.
Yeah, that is a possibility.
Yeah.
Or we might just get missiles at Hive Totem and Morph Ball in Artifact Temple.
Something like that. Or we could end up with Morph and Triclops Pit.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been seeing that a lot lately.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah, 2.5 has been pretty crazy. Was that an artifact on Grapple Edge?
Let's see. Yep, looked like it on the.
Looked like a Power Bomb expansion in the half-pipe.
And Space Jump on the Ball Edge? No, that is.
I couldn't tell.
Yeah, I can't tell.
Like a missile. Or
yeah. Yeah, so I don't think it was a beam combo, but. So that's probably going to be important. Fortunately, as always, the commentary stream quality getting to us.
Yeah, it's a little bit inferior to the Twitch stream. Okay, this is what Hive Mecha could be Morph Ball behind it. Oh,
ooh, thermal. Ooh.
Oh my god.
Well, we have been seeing. I feel like we have been seeing a lot of early thermals so far in this round. So, but it doesn't.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say it doesn't always mean that they're gonna be heading to Frigate soon or something like that. But
I almost thought for a split second that Morph Ball could be in Frigate, but that it can't be. Or can it? No, you need Morph Ball to get through.
Yeah. So, boy, that would truly be cursed.
Yeah.
But so far, nothing too out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
I guess other than maybe that early Spider Ball, but
yeah,
it's not completely out of the question. And we're gonna head straight back to town to get those artifact hints and pick up a couple items.
Oh,
Well, actually,
wall behind the missile wall. Okay.
wow. So Arwood just forgot to check that?
Yeah. It's a little easier to forget than you might think, because I don't know. Depending on what your seeds have been like recently, you can forget you have missiles after you get them. Or at least I do.
Yeah, I've certainly done that a couple times. I mean, I am wondering. I know R-Web is like an any percent runner.
I think they
Wait,
both are actually.
okay. I do think Caesar's done a few more randos than R-Web, so maybe just some muscle memory. Maybe that's why they skipped over landing site.
Maybe.
Or it just could just be forgetting. It's easy to forget stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
Caesar going to give us a look at Vault. And also we're going to get whatever that was on Vault Ledge as well, so that could actually come in handy.
Yeah.
Caesar probably knows what it was. Unfortunately, we still didn't get a very good look at it. And it probably was important if Caesar is going for it right now.
Just the missile and ball. E-tank and it was a suit. Okay, variant.
Yeah, I thought it might be, but I didn't get. I didn't want to make any untoward claims. And Caesar also going to go ahead and check Ruined Shrine, or at least the vanilla morph ball item. Maybe get a peek at what's up on top.
We're getting hints.
Okay, so we got
tunnel,
short.
sun chamber.
Ouch.
Yeah. Could be Flogger, could be Ghosts.
The good thing is they do have Spider, so they're going to be able to go straight to Ghosts.
Yeah.
Without having to do any fancy early wild stuff.
Yeah, or hunt for supers.
Ruined Gallery, so that's going to be the other item in there in the Morph Ball Tunnel.
Okay, transport tunnel B.
I think that's A.
Oh, A.
Yeah, I think that's A.
Okay. I don't think I've caught all of them so far.
Nothing, I mean, other than Sun Chamber, nothing really too bad. Yeah, we already knew about that one. I think, yeah, this should be the last one.
Fedrina Shorelines.
Okay. Now that could be problematic if it's in the lighthouse.
Yeah. And yes, Caesar is using an eye tracker. He's explained it before, but I forgot how it works. But
I mean, it's just like a device you hook up to the computer, I think, and tracks your eye movements. So
yeah, I think the purpose, or his purpose, was to just kind of add something to the input display and kind of give people an idea of where he's looking and how he's doing certain tricks.
just a couple of E-tanks in town so far. Or actually, I thought there was one at... Oh no, Caesar hadn't gotten hints yet.
No.
And unfortunately, no space jumps are not going to be going for Root Cave Dash or anything like that.
By the way, chat, is the audio better now? It's most often used in shooters and racing to give people an idea of what you're looking at. Yeah.
This is a shooter. So...
So we're getting the frigate crash site check, which is out of logic right now, but easily obtainable with some underwater slope jumps.
Yeah.
Even without space jump,
Possible.
yeah, you can get a good amount of height with the gravityless water. Excuse me, water physics.
Or you can do a perfect stand dash.
Yeah. There's multiple ways to get that.
It's going to be a missile, so not really anything of value for in this town.
Yeah, looks like Chozo's gonna be our best bet here.
Caesar does have Varia, so they could make the really absurdly bold play and head straight to Magmor, but I doubt that's going to happen, especially once they find just the E-Tank and Artifact Temple.
Well, yeah, but now that since they do have Morphball and Varia, I think it is a logic because
it definitely
bombs have been found in storage now.
It definitely is, but it's the kind of play Magmor is the kind of place you really don't want to go without bombs unless you have to.
Yeah,
because there's and they don't have power bombs, so there's really only a few checks that you do in Magmor. So it'd be a fairly high risk play. Our whip of making their way backwards. Okay, no, it looks like our whip already picked up North Ball I did not see.
Okay, so maybe we'll get another check at these artifact tanks.
Caesar having a bit of trouble in there, and I believe we've all had that experience before.
Not being sure if you scanned them all.
Yeah, we're trying to find the last one.
Toy, Sun Chamber, Shore Tunnel. Trying to shorelines. I didn't see that one. Okay.
That was Plaza, the last one, so we already know where that one is.
Okay. Yeah, if anyone in chat caught all of those, would be nice if somebody wrote them down. I'm a little bit quiet. Yeah, I'm maxed out in Discord, so. I'll turn it down just a little bit more.
Fortunately, I did not get a good look at what was in Rune Fountain. But it looked like either a missile or possibly a power bomb. And there's space jump and
oh, nice.
And our whip going straight back. Let's see. Okay, they're gonna take a save first. Maybe go for magma ball. Oh, ran out of missiles. That's a bit unfortunate. Still only on 5 missiles. Our whip is. So.
Oh, skipping Watery Hall access. Or did I?
No, that was space jump.
Oh, okay.
Got it, went back and was going to save, but did not have enough missiles, and deciding to push on ahead. I thought maybe they were going to check Gathering Hall, but did not opt to do that. It looks like let's see. Actually, Caesar is going to Magmor, so.
Oh, and Wave and Watery Hall. Yeah, so we got a route divergence already.
Yeah. I'm just going to give our web some access to a few more Chozo checks.
Yeah. Even though the checks are kind of sparse and Magmor at this point, I would say it's still worth checking. Just on the bombs.
I mean, I've seen bombs in Magmor often enough to occasionally make this check, but like we said, it's just kind of a risk.
Yeah.
And you end up going all the way to Storage Cavern and not finding bombs, then you're just gonna have to go all the way back. It looks like not sure what our web's checking. So let's.
Looks like chat didn't catch all the artifacts here, but that's okay.
There's one in Shore Tunnel, which Caesar just passed by, and then.
Wait, what was that?
Shore Tunnel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was it?
Artifact.
Okay.
That was one of them. And then, God, the last one was was Gallery, Ruin Gallery.
What? Oh my! What is Caesar doing?
Well, scaling. Yeah, there is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Am I learning something new right now?
Oh, amazing. Yeah, I did see someone do this the other day. I can't remember who. Actually might have been Gunnar in the race against Link. There is some standable terrain there that you can just use to climb up if you're in that position. So.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, but Caesar misses the dash.
Why?
Unfortunately,
I've never seen this before.
Because most of the time you have space jump.
Yeah. Wow.
So.
See, this is the thing about Caesar. He will always teach you something new, like nearly every run.
Yeah.
Like, I've learned so much from him that I'm just like, what? You know, the first time I see it.
Yep.
That never would have occurred to me in a million years that you could do that NS chain.
Well, yeah. As we say, Prime, if it looks like you can stand on it, you can stand on it. So.
Oh.
And
That's
missile. Of course, Caesar could not get. I mean, technically, you can do that without space jump, but
yeah, I've seen that.
And the moment of truth for Caesar.
I'm still glad he came down here just so I could see that. That was amazing.
And that is a power bomb. That, well, not really a whole lot you can do with that.
Better than a missile.
It is better than a missile.
It opens up
unless
and Chozo.
Yeah.
And this could have been their logical access to bombs.
That is true. Mario was on Vault Ledge, so
yeah.
And yeah, it looks like Caesar's just gonna head back. Unfortunately, can't check upper fiery shores without bombs, and can't get the artifacted shore tunnel because they have no way to get out, unless that can also be done without space jump, and it wouldn't surprise me.
I'm studying this spot when it's over. I'm gonna practice that.
Yep, Metroid Prime. You learn something new every time you watch it. So
yes.
Okay, and Arweb still hasn't picked up Varia, even though now they have space jump, they could get it easily. All they found in Root Cave was an energy tank. And it looks like now they're going back to Chozo, I'm guessing? Maybe check for... Okay, it looks like they were going to check Frigate Crash Site at least. Fortunately, just going to find a missile there. So, certainly an interesting divergence so far.
Yeah.
And for all we know, that power bomb could come in handy for Caesar.
We haven't seen any power bombs anywhere else yet, so... This could have been what the seed expected. As absurd as it may seem, very out of the way, but it works.
When have we ever seen an absurd 2.5 seed, especially generated by Diggle?
Never.
And now that I'm thinking about it, I think Arweb did actually check pretty much everything that could be checked in Chozo without bombs. So it's entirely possible that power bomb was supposed to be the first.
I'm gonna laugh at bombs or in Ruin Shrine.
Although actually, I don't know if Arweb checked. I I don't know if Arwood checked the tower chamber. I didn't see that, or tower of light, that area, because you can check that with space jump and wave.
Did they have space jump the first time they were there?
No, but Arweb did go back through main plaza to get the Talon, so it's possible that's what they're checking now. And our players almost holding hands.
Okay. Maybe
Oh, actually, that was a power bomb there.
Yeah. So
Didn't-
maybe.
Didn't see that before, so it's easier going to find out what's in Lower Ruin Shrine.
Yeah. I actually think I saw that there before, but I just forgot about it immediately.
Yeah, I don't think I got a good look at it, so. Just in a full. Our web? I don't think. Yeah, I don't think you can break that, and even if you could, you'd still need bombs to jump, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as Elias mentioning, this is going to be the. Well, both of these players neither can qualify for top 8. The results of this are going to affect the seeding and possibly even who makes top 8.
Yeah. Although I personally have no idea how that works or how it's decided.
Alright, so Arweb going to check. Okay, they did not check the tower earlier, so I'm gonna go ahead and get that right now.
And normally I'd start going on my tangent about how this never has anything until you don't check it, but I believe in the last match, which was, or the one before the previous one, I think it was at 2 p.m. There was, no, actually, maybe it was the last one. One of those.
I know that one of the races had a power bomb expansion.
It had supers and a power bomb expansion.
Yeah, and this time Tower Chamber has X-ray. Now, Tower Chamber, I find pretty frequently has stuff. Maybe not frequently, but enough to make it worthwhile. As opposed to Tower of Light, which almost never has anything besides a missile.
Personally, I've gotten nothing but missiles there, except maybe once in the past.
I actually did have 2 seeds straight where it had Ice Spreader, which is not progression, but it's. I thought that was funny, so.
Yeah.
It's just going to be a missile up top, but that X-ray going to come in handy for our web.
Oh, that's right. Was it an artifact in supers, or am I thinking of supers from another race?
No, I do think the one earlier today had supers and Tower Chamber.
Okay.
Because I know I've seen that recently, and I'm pretty sure it was earlier today. No, unfortunately I didn't catch most of the previous, most of Pyro and Vcron, so.
Yeah, I was watching that while I was out there, and I overheard them find something in either Tower of Light or Tower Chamber.
And Caesar actually going to go ahead and check Lot Rose.
Looks like ice. Yep.
Yeah. So that's a good find. Opens up a lot more Chozo. Or I should say, it opens up a lot more Chozo in theory once they find bombs.
Yeah.
So.
And with Wave and Chozo as well, or wherever Wave was, when they both get Wave, I mean, having that in ice pretty much opens up all of Far Chozo.
Yeah. At
least visually, where they. Well, no, wait. they need bombs to reach. Okay, never mind. They need bombs to reach that because they have to do the energy core puzzle.
Yeah.
And I think they need bombs to climb frigate and go in the back chisel too.
Yeah.
So, never mind.
So, yeah. And Mython pointing out that Caesar went straight here and not even bothering to check any of like the middle parts of Chozo. Interesting routing decision. It does work out in this case, but not necessarily going to be a huge advantage. We're going to go ahead and see that artifact. Not sure. Okay, it looks like, yeah, I'm going to need to find a power bomb somewhere.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Metroid Prime for the Nintendo GameCube. So
yeah, I find that Triclops Spit has a slightly higher chance than this room.
Looks like did not get one. I'm gonna go ahead and check Warrior Shrine instead. Or maybe they did get one and they're just checking this first anyway. And that is just gonna be a missile.
Mython, if you're talking about our web, I believe Takaba corrected me and said Space Jump was there because he just kind of went back.
Yeah, Space Jump. Yeah, Space Jump was in Watery Hall Access, and then Wave Beam in Watery Hall.
Yeah.
No. Okay, looks like our web's still fruitlessly searching for a power bomb. Gonna find one here. The interesting thing is that with two, our web could actually make it through Lava Lake.
Yeah.
So it might just decide to route that straight up. Because they're not, we already know they're not gonna find bombs in here.
Although, let me see, they have Spider, and let me see, well, Caesar doesn't have Wave, but our web does.
Yeah.
Our web could go to Workstation, since he also has Space Jump, which puts that in the logic.
That's true. Oh, you know what? That could mean bombs on the rock monster.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he has thermal as well. So.
It would only be the 4th time we've seen in this tournament?
At least.
Not a whole lot. Haven't missed a whole lot. Might do. Basically, our players just searching for bombs, which is something I feel like we've seen a lot.
Yeah, since 2.5, bombs have been, you know, I'll just say bombs have more variety of possible locations.
Yes.
Because normally in earlier versions you would see them a lot earlier most of the time.
Now Caesar is going to be able to check Dynamo here, both items, once they get a power bomb drop. Didn't manage to get one from the Shriek Bats. But I assume that they were going to...
Oh no, our web don't. Oh no.
Uh-oh. Oh,
Oh
no.
no.
Uh-oh. And no boost, that's absolutely a thought block. That, yeah, there's gonna be no way to get out of this one. So that is truly unfortunate. It's...
Oh no.
Yeah. I know our is a bit newer to the randomizers, so might have not encountered this soft block before. So, unfortunately, it's gonna... Looks like probably gonna try in futility for a little while. And our web's already forfeited.
Yeah. I don't want to tell him that he should. I mean, I don't think they've lost that much time.
No, I mean, this is still early enough that it's not... would not be the worst. And obviously anything can happen. You know, you don't know what's going to happen to your opponent.
Yeah.
So,
tempted to encourage them to unforfeit, but I don't know if that's the ethical thing to do.
Yeah.
Wow, that's unfortunate.
That again, there's unfortunately there are a lot of ways to softlock in this game.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you kind of have to experience them before you really understand. You know, I think these are the kinds of things that we've all done at some point in our randomizer career.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially when it comes to bombs, because you're so used to having them that you don't always fully think about where you can and can't go with them without them. So that is going to be unfortunate. Of course, Caesar is going to have to finish in order for this to count as a win.
Yeah, that's true.
And okay, I thought for a second maybe Caesar was going to Plaga, and I was like, huh? But
yeah, that bomb wall up there is one of the few that aren't breakable by power bombs.
I believe if Caesar does not finish, it would just be recorded as a tie, I think.
Yeah.
Golub saying they could potentially do a rematch.
Yeah.
Caesar, oh, that's oh god, hope he can. Oh god, this is gonna be.
Oh my god.
No, he's dead.
Oh.
So
there's an example of why
that is
it's
exactly
a little early to forfeit.
Yeah, that is exactly it. They did save though. That's why they took the safety save. But I mean,
you never know.
Yeah, that is definitely the kind of thing that you just don't know. And what is okay? It looks like just trying to find more power bomb. So what happened in Pyro is that our web went down into the upper fiery shores without bombs.
Yeah,
and also, yeah, it didn't have boost balls, so there was no possible way to get out. Looks like Caesar saved before they got wave beam, so we're just gonna have to go back and get that real quick. So, unfortunate, but it does happen.
Yeah. It looks like they're already talking to each other in chat, sharing information since our web already forfeited, so there's probably no chance that they're going to unforfeit. Unless they agree to reschedule. Wasn't worth it. Not yet, apparently. Could be something here, though. Missile. Okay. Not worth it. Golub, are you talking about the top item? I believe they were both checked.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I believe Caesar checked that, and it was a missile.
Yeah, both missiles.
So yeah, I think now Caesar's only real option is to head for Workstation and possibly Rockman.
Yeah. Which is perfectly in logic.
Yep. Now, of course, one thing worth pointing out is that it doesn't necessarily mean that bombs, if they're not in Workstation, are on Rockman, but it does mean that they might have to go through it to get to bombs.
Yeah.
That happened to me in my race against the fourth round race. Who was that against? Sorry, I've already forgotten. But and bombs ended up being in Research Lab Hydra, of all places.
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah. Of course, I didn't even think about the fact that they could not be in like most of labs, but it worked out. Never punished. So.
I believe I've even had to go through Fendrana backwards to get bombs and shorelines before. Not sure if it was a tournament race or a casual race, but I do know that can happen.
Yeah, I know we saw in the weekly twice in a row we saw bombs on Ice Ruins East. So
yeah,
I mean at this point if they're not in Workstation you have to then they got to be in Vendrana somewhere.
okay. We have X-ray. If OP ends up being required, it's good that they have it's good that they have that out of the way already. And see if we can check tree when it gets out.
True. And always useful for Essence, of course.
Yes.
Since this was just a regular regular preset, default tournament preset, so there's no skipping impact crater.
That was a nice accidental landing right there. Branches.
Yeah, good old standable terrain.
Okay.
That's a suit.
That's a suit, yeah.
Okay, so that could prove interesting if that's phase on. Would mean supers are required. Still haven't seen the artifact in Shorelines, so it could be required anyway, but we have no way of knowing until then.
Our web forfeited because they went into Warrior Shrine, lower Warrior Shrine without bombs and without boost, and I guess forgot that they needed bombs to get out of there.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty early on, and Caesar died shortly after, even though he had saved, but it was really unfortunate because it was early enough that our web could have made up that time if they had reset.
Mm-hmm.
But
And,
they, nerves might have gotten to them, and they just, might have needed to take a breather, which is understandable.
yeah. I mean, if you haven't saved, then sometimes it does feel like pretty daunting to have to go all the way back to the start.
Yeah, especially when you don't know how good your opponent is, and if you assume that they're of a higher skill level, then it's easy to get discouraged and feel like there's no way you could catch up even at the slightest mistake. So it's unfortunate, but understandable, and I can respect that.
Caesar making their way to Overgrown Cavern, not in logic, but they're going to be able to get whatever's in there. Unfortunately, they can't go any further without bombs, but...
Right. Although, I mean, he can check frigate because cargo freight lift without gravity is actually dev intended, but that's the farthest you can go.
Yeah.
And
I believe,
bombs have been in there before.
I believe, though, in these settings, that's actually, like in the randomizer, that's actually a setting.
Yeah, the randomizer, I don't believe accounts for that in logic, but it is dev intended to be able to do it.
Of course, if you're like some people, you can just do all of frigate without gravity.
Yeah.
If you're, you know,
also, another item could put that into logic later. So, I mean, if you get there early, it could be worth checking.
But Caesar just kind of back out and head for workstation.
Yeah. Just probably his best bet.
Yeah.
For now.
Caesar, I don't believe ever got back to Warrior Shrine, but that's technically not in logic without boost, so...
Wait, is Warrior Shrine with boost? Oh, you mean to get to Warrior Shrine? I thought you meant underneath.
Right, no. I mean, technically that's Fiery Shores, but...
Yeah, that's true.
Nobody...
I forgot you need a boost ball for the intended way. I haven't done it in so long.
Oh yeah, me neither. So... it is so easy to forget the actual intended ways to do things when you played enough randomizer. And as expected, Caesar going straight for workstation.
Okay, looks like he's about to do a dash.
Yeah. Thought maybe they were going for the R jump, but...
There's a dash, and then there's an R jump. Or if you have gravity, you could just take the damage and jump out.
Or if you have Spider Ball, you can do it the intended way, which Caesar does. But why do it the intended way?
Well, I do because I'm bad at... I mean, it's easy to do an R jump the other way to get out, but to get through there from that side, it's a little bit trickier. Because the ground is elevated.
I can do the scan dash some of the time, but the R jump definitely eludes me.
I think I saw Remy do it in his latest match.
Yeah, I've seen it at least a few times during the tournament.
Yeah.
But I just can't get the hang of it. Alright, so we're about to find out what is in workstation. And it's bombs.
There it is. Yep.
So no, well, I mean, shouldn't say no thrust required yet, but at least not
for bombs.
Yeah. And so what else do they have to get? They have to get possibly supers, plasma and phazon, and I think that's it. I would need to be reminded of the exact artifacts, but I don't remember.
Yeah, to answer Lokir's question, R-Web soft locked in below Warrior Shrine, forgetting they had bombs, or forgetting they didn't have bombs or boots to get out, so they were, I guess, a little bit discouraged by that and figured that there was no way they could catch up, so they forfeited. And the blue circle on Caesar's screen is an eye tracker. It's basically kind of a companion piece to the input display at the bottom, where you can see where Caesar's looking to kind of give you an idea of where he's, how he's doing a certain trick or, certain movements or whatever. And what to look for when you do that stuff. Scan points and whatever.
I do think it provides some interesting flavor.
Yeah.
All right, and Caesar going back. I'm probably gonna check the. Probably gonna get the artifact at Shore Tunnel and then check Warrior Shrine, Fiery Shores, and then make their way to front Fendrana. Oh God, Caesar!
Okay.
Well, still not out of the woods. There's a lot of lava here. And unfortunately, not a whole lot of opportunity for. I was going to say not a whole lot of opportunity for energy, but you can get guaranteed energy from the Mag Wars. Or you can get hit by the Mag Wars too.
Normally you would see runners dash across here, even off the Magmore, but with low health, it's probably better to play it safe.
Yeah.
And that's the reverse R jump that I can do that I was talking about.
Nice way to avoid the lava. Caesar, well, looks like they were trying to get the Magmore to spawn, but I think you gotta go a little bit further. Game not being very generous with the drop.
That's prime for you.
Yeah.
You need health, you get missiles. You need missiles, you get health. You need power bombs, you get health and missiles. It's just how it goes.
And as expected, Caesar trying to climb up to Warrior.
Probably headed into Vendrana. Or no.
Yeah, I was gonna say that checking Warrior Shrine. Well, I mean they checked Warrior Shrine, I believe. Or did no, Caesar didn't because they didn't have space jump.
Right.
They missed the dash. Missed a missile.
Caesar, oh right, never mind. He has bombs.
He has bombs, I know. Yeah.
Oh god.
Nope. Yeah. Freak out for nothing. And okay, looks like going back. Probably, I'm guessing to get health.
Sure.
Or not. All right. Didn't. Oh, transport tunnel is an artifact, so.
Oh, that's right.
So they might just be thinking, go through, just clear out Fendrana and then get that on the way out. Or go back to Chozo. Okay. Also fair play. With this, they can almost. Sorry. There are 2 artifacts in Chozo to get, so.
What were they again? Somebody wrote in the chat.
Yeah, well, there was Gallery and Sun Chamber.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And then I already got the one in Plaza. And then the last two were Shorelines and the last two were Shorelines and Transport Tunnel A. So
Main plus. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so far we've missed some of the artifact hints.
yeah. So it looks like Caesar's going in through the front, so they're going to probably going to grab that the one in Room Gallery, and then make their way possibly just straight to Sun Chamber, or they might decide to check back Joseph first.
Yeah. And yes, for those of you just coming in, our web forfeited because they soft locked underneath Warrior Shrine without having sued, and they didn't have bombs to get out. And they figured they lost too much time to catch up. Oh, they're supers. Is that where Vibron and Pyro found supers? In the last one?
I'm not sure.
No,
I didn't.
no. Wait,
I didn't even see that enter earlier.
No,
So
that was never mind. That was Tower Chamber, I believe. I don't know. I'm getting all my seats mixed up because
yeah,
it's been like
no,
3
fair.
matches.
Yeah. There have been.
Oh, okay, Ruined Gallery. Yeah.
All right, and Caesar looks like he's going to go actually do the backwards Flagra.
Yeah, and Caesar now has access to that suit in Tree. So I'm
yes.
pretty sure he's going to check that as soon as he can.
Yeah. But the back, if all of you have never seen the backwards Flagra play, prepare yourselves.
It's a sight to behold. Basically, the bomb slots are already active. You just jump over to them, bomb them. Flagra is still wrapped up. You know, he's not activated yet, and it's a free boss kill. Basically, you just do all that, all 4 slots, go into the fight trigger, and then the fight's immediately over with a kind of an awkward camera angle for the cutscene, and yeah, that's it. And I think that was actually some kind of patch for the Rando, because I believe in the vanilla game, the ghost would load if you go in there that way first, and you would have to reload the room to spawn the Flagra.
I believe actually in the vanilla game it just overwrites Flagra altogether. So if you do that, you'd actually be
I've seen people reload the room and activate Flagra, but I believe you have to get the item from the ghost first, which is hard to obtain because it's up in the air when Flagra's model isn't loaded yet. So you have to do some kind of like slope jump or some kind of shenanigans to get the item.
Yeah.
But in Rando, this is the case. It's a free boss kill. Just bomb the slots, trigger the cutscene, and you're done.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we do still have to watch the cutscenes, so
yeah,
we don't get that.
Yeah, except Flagra doesn't swipe at you. It just stays there bouncing around. Very peaceful. Or serene. I'm not sure what the right word is, but.
Of course, the only real little issue is that sometimes the vines are still I don't know if it's the blinds or something, but sometimes actually hitting the bomb slots can be a little bit of a pain.
Yeah.
You get knocked away, and
And there's one of them you have to be a little extra precise on, or else a power bomb will. I mean, it's hard to hit, and a power bomb would hit it, you know, because it'll be in range. But with regular bombs, you have to be a little more precise.
yeah, this is the one last one that.
Yeah, you kind of have to be a little on the outside where you would normally do it, like when you scan dash or space jump over there.
Yeah.
If Caesar had a power bomb, he'd definitely be able to get it with that.
Yeah, and so you just get knocked away, and
There you go.
and that'll work. And then finally you have to activate the first cutscene.
Yeah.
And
there he goes. Lock this down. So let's see if I can peek this side. Looks like a missile.
yeah, so are going to be seeing ghosts. And of course, the nice thing about Randomizer when you get your spider ball is that you just go down the track, go back up, and that activates the ghosts. You don't have to do early wild, the infinite bomb jump, anything like that. Yeah, soft lock is just when you're in a situation that you can't get out of without resetting. And that's what happened with our web. Got trapped and had not saved, so would have had to start over from the beginning, and decided to just forfeit it, unfortunately.
I noticed Caesar didn't really go down that far on the spider track.
Yeah, it's a little. I believe it's a little higher than like the end of the track, but I'm not exactly sure where. So the good thing is Caesar having supers and X-ray going to make this fight far easier than it is normally.
Yeah.
Each ghost takes one super and then one charge shot.
Or five charge shots if you don't have supers.
Of course, you still have to hit them, and the ghosts have a mean little habit of not getting hit by your shots.
Yeah, or if you don't have X-ray spawning right behind you or right on top of you, hitting you before you have a chance to react. And you're picking up the item before. Okay, that was an artifact. You didn't see which one it was.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, unfortunately, you don't get to see what it is.
Yeah, so you have to check the menu.
If you do that cutscene overlap. But yes, as mentioned, Caesar already knew it was an artifact, so.
Yeah.
Or maybe they didn't, because it looked like they were checking their inventory.
You might have just wanted to know which artifact it was.
Possibly. It looks like Caesar gonna go ahead and, well, they, like mentioned before, they can get with the suit that's in the tree.
Yeah.
And this is an interesting one because the gate's still there, so you have to double bomb jump over it. But
it's sticky on the other side for some reason.
Yeah, because I mean, I assume it has something to do with like not having proper collision. The same sort of effect you get when you're out of bounds. it's easier not to have.
You can also infinite boost through that if you have boost.
Oh, and because Caesar did the cutscene overlap, the music is still playing from Ghost Fight. So.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. At least it's not quite as annoying as the beat music.
Actually, I prefer the beat music to this. I don't know. I like the. It's a little more atmospheric. This is just. I don't know. Chaotic and annoying.
Well, to each their own.
Yeah.
Alright, and now we get to find out, is this the good one or the bad one? It's the bad one. So. Oh boy. So, well, now we've got Frigate in Logic, and unfortunately we have no idea where Maison is. So. The good thing is we know that Caesar has everything they. Actually, no. Let me rephrase that. They would need plasma potentially to get the artifact to Shorelines. They're going to need plasma anyway, so.
Plasma or supers, and we have supers, so.
Yeah.
That part's out of the way.
Yeah. So plasma and Phazon are our last two items, and. For Caesar's sake, let's hope that they find Phazon first.
Yeah, I got a funny feeling that Frigate is definitely going to be required. Hopefully he doesn't put it off for too long. Although Frigate has been known to bait people before, and almost baited me in my last match.
With me. But we managed to avoid that scenario.
Frigate's a gamble either way. It's only 3 items,
and it's just tedious.
Yeah.
Even if you have everything you need to do it, it's still tedious.
Yeah.
The only nice part is the music. The only other, I guess, sort of important item Caesar's missing is boost. Not going to be required, but absolutely useful for getting around, fighting Ridley, and as well as potentially some checks in lower mines, which hopefully we don't have to go to. But
although if I remember correctly, Pyro and Deepron's race, just previous to this, did have Phazon and PCA, and I believe like most of the items before that were pretty early. So it's kind of a deceptively loaded start, but then Phazon just trolled them really hard.
Phazon just Phazoned.
And I think Pyro only found out about it by falling down PCC by accident. And just deciding, oh, I might as well check this while I'm down here, and then, what do you know, Phazon.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Yeah, PCA, it's nice that you can check it if you have plasma.
But it's not nice.
But it's not nice when it. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, but then you see something there, and you're like, no.
It's only nice when you check it and there's nothing.
Yeah.
At least for now. We could discover a trick later to get around that gate.
Boy, that would really change things.
Yeah. If they ever do discover it, hopefully it'll be an inbounds way to do it, because out of bounds scares me.
I mean, I don't think that's likely, but...
Not likely, but
you
can still dream, you know. Excuse me. It's like just a missile tap. Oh, maybe not. Could be a powerbomb expansion. Oh, it's. Yeah. Okay, that was nothing. So, all of the elders we have in here.
Sorry, I had to take care of something.
No problem.
And flamethrower was in Crossway or
Upper furnace. Upper furnace.
okay.
I didn't see what was in Crossway.
Yeah, flamethrower, of course, is the most important item of all.
And by most important, you mean least important.
No. I didn't say useful. I said important.
Yeah, and I insist that means least important. Don't at me.
So it looks like Caesar didn't check Crossway before, so. Just missing. And oh boy, we've now we enter the great hunt for Phazon and Plasma.
Which could literally be anywhere except what they're locked by.
Yep. So we know, yeah, we know Plasma's not going to be
except what's locked by them.
Yeah. So we know Plasma's not going to be an Elder Chamber, but Phazon could be there, which could be really unfortunate if Plasma's in a faraway location.
Yeah.
So I had no reason for Caesar to come back here besides that.
Yeah. What you're seeing right now is laddered bomb jumps, which I believe you achieve by laying a single bomb jump and then multiple ones in a certain rhythm after that.
Yeah, the idea is basically to get your bombs to recharge at the right moment and be able to lay. So basically, be able to lay 5 bombs. And I believe Caesar did this in an earlier match.
Yeah, I think he does this a lot, from what I've seen.
It's like not quite getting the timing down right now.
Yeah. Ooh, oh, almost.
No, that one was close. At this point, I think I would just do it the normal way. I mean, you know,
I was yeah, I was about to say that, but then I remembered that since our web forfeited, maybe Caesar feels a little bit freer to like try it for a little longer.
Fortunately, sometimes you do just have to cut your losses.
Yeah.
I mean, if Caesar had gotten that first try, I think that would have been faster. And the other thing is, like, activating the wave slot does technically change the layer in this room, but that's not really going to matter because.
Actually, I'm not too sure about that because I've heard that I heard it was the antechamber item picking it up that causes that.
Well, antechamber changes frigate crash site. I know that much.
Yeah, I might be wrong. I might be getting those two confused.
Yeah.
Either way, activating the wave slot, I don't think it matters too much because the ghosts don't lock the doors, so you can still get through. And if you've already done the ice slot, you can just do the plasma slot, and it'll move the statue anywhere.
So not really anything to worry about there. And Caesar gonna. Well, let's see. They're gonna at least be able to check Great Tree Chamber.
Yeah.
And then I would imagine probably do bar skip.
Most likely.
And then the only question there would be to go to frigate or to go just to mines.
Yeah.
And an E-tank in tree chamber.
Yep, and here goes Varskip.
As expected. First try. Woo.
And we're getting a frigate check.
Right. Might just be checking hydro access, so we'll wait and see. Unless finds boost in here, then I don't know. We'll see what Caesar does after this. The power bomb. Yep. Of course, for first frigate, you don't have to do any of the thermal panels. The doors just open.
I believe that's a random patch.
Yeah.
Because in vanilla, once you get to the door that would normally be before a cargo freight lift, that one wouldn't open. It would only open from the front side. But
yeah, the one. Yeah, the one with the turrets.
Yeah. It's
technically possible, but you have to do this really weird out of bounds to hit the thermal panel there. You can actually see it in the 100% TAS. And another power bomb. And how much you want to bet we find main power bomb in cargo?
Could be there. So far, I'm wrong. Looks like that area.
Yeah, but I mean, those power bombs are at least going to be useful.
Yeah.
Assuming that Caesar doesn't find main. Just an E-tank.
Anticipate. And welcome SpeedGaming 3 with a party of 42. We are in the middle of a Metroid Prime Randomizer seed. So far we have, say we're about halfway towards go mode. We're just looking for Phazon Suit, Plasma Beam, and 2 more artifacts.
Mm-hmm. So now the question is, where to? Could go back.
I'm gonna guess Farfindrana.
Yeah.
Or mine.
Yeah, it's just, you could technically go back to Great Tree Hall and then do bar skip again. If they just wanted to go straight to mines, they could go to workstation. Could go to Front Fendrana, but might not want to go there until they have plasma, just in case that artifact is there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, plasma could be in Front Fendrana. And we wouldn't find out until we get there. And looks like Caesar is going to check Arbor Chamber using the out of bounds method.
Boost could be there.
True. Phazon could technically be there.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Caesar didn't even check Root Cave before, so just any tank, but still.
Basically, for this out of bounds, you just use some standable terrain to jump up to the top of this room, and then fall through a hole.
Yep.
Which Caesar is making his way to.
Yeah, didn't quite get in the hole. So now they're kind of stuck in some part of the terrain, trying to make their way back.
Yeah, and this is highly considered one of the easiest, if not the easiest, out of bounds trick in the game. Something even I've managed to do once with help.
Yeah, and we've seen it plenty of times throughout this tournament because of how comparatively easy it is. Whereas I don't know that we've seen any other out of bounds except for that one time we saw Exo skip.
Yeah. Yeah, this one in particular is a little bit risky without bombs, but the easiest compared to the others.
Yeah. Unless you're lane and you just do it without morph ball or bombs.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and in that scenario, because Arbor Chamber had morph ball.
Yeah.
So, and left or right, Caesar? Right. Okay, so Front Fendrana.
Okay.
Also going to be able to pick up that artifact in Transport Tunnel A.
That's right, I forgot about that.
Yep. And hopefully get the artifact in Shorelines right away. But if not, then at least know that they need to come back there with plasma.
Bonus artifact number 5. So now the moment of truth. Well, I mean, we're gonna need plasma anyway, but is it the plasma locked or super locked? Check, and shorelines. And if it's plasma locked, then I mean, might have to backtrack here.
Yeah. Not a terrible backtrack, depending on how the routing works out.
Yeah.
But obviously, you want to just get the artifact now. Couldn't really tell from that view, but they're gonna check the ice, most likely. Okay. Alright. So that's good. And then it just becomes, again, the hunt for plasma and phase-on. Good thing is, we know a bunch of places where plasma can't be. Unfortunately, we only know one place where phase-on can't be. So again, hoping that we find phase-on first.
Or phase-on could be in plasma processing, which we would need boost for, so that would be worth finding too.
That's true.
That's Caesar37 tank, so it's pretty safe from dying.
And with 2 suits, so not impossible, but you have to take a lot of damage in mines.
Yeah, and mines can hurt really hard, surprisingly.
Mostly the beam troopers. They hit for a lot more than you think they would.
Yeah. The shadow pirates can be a little fast-stick too, if you're not careful.
We haven't seen Dardus this seed. We mercifully were spared that because our bombs were in workstation. And Caesar gonna go ahead and check Chapel. Can't check Ice Temple without plasma, although that would be really nice if you could.
No, we haven't done Tharnis yet.
Infinite speed is the only banned trick by default. Some players have agreed to allow it. I think we did see it once, maybe twice, earlier in the tournament. But by default it is banned, so it is going to be banned here.
Yeah, it's only allowed if both runners make a gentleman's agreement to allow it. And the reason it's banned is because it behaves differently between console and emulator, so I think emulator players would theoretically have an unfair advantage over console players. I forget the exact reason why, though. And don't quote me on that, because I could be getting it
I mean, I think that's the gist. I'm not 100% sure the exact advantage. I know there's a few places that it doesn't crash that it's supposed to.
Right.
But that's the extent of my knowledge about it. So. But other than that, everything else is allowed. Out of bounds are allowed. But again, we haven't really seen a whole lot of out of bounds besides Arbor Chamber. Well, we're looking for Plasma and Phazon, as usual. Looks like... Okay, I thought for a second that was Vanilla Boost, but it must not have been.
Like an E-Tank to me.
I still didn't get a good look at it.
And to answer your question, Semper, our web forfeited when they checked Warrior Shrine, well, beneath Warrior Shrine without bombs, forgetting that they needed bombs to get out. And it was about a half hour in, so they probably felt like they had lost too much time to catch up. Although personally, I kind of feel like they could have caught up. But, you know, race nerves can get to you, so, you know, it's understandable.
It happens all the time.
Yeah.
And the previous race was won by Pyro Paper Planes.
Yes. Partially by accidentally discovering that Phazon was at PCA. They fell down PPC and figured, hey, might as well check PCA while I'm down here. And there was Phazon. So. Oh, you saw that. Okay.
Caesar going straight for labs. Lots of checks in here.
Okay. So, you know what? I kind of think Thardus might have been the better play since, well, wait a minute. Is Observatory Dash in Tournament Logic?
No.
Okay. Yeah, so I figure Thardus might be the better option since Caesar has everything he needs to for that to be in Logic. So we could find Plasma on Thardus or far-fetched Rando.
Yeah, it's possible, but I mean, the reason why I tend to avoid Thardus is that it's very long.
Yeah, it's a very long check versus
very long single check, and it rarely pays off.
Yeah, versus multiple quicker checks you can do here. So.
Yeah. And I think it's easier to just go through labs first. You can just, because then you're going to want to hit a Parfendrana, and then you just kind of circle around back to the elevator, and at that point you can check the artist pretty easily.
Yeah.
And I think also you're in better position to do the quarantine monitor dash that way, because if you fall down, then you just do Thardus.
Yeah.
And Caesar doing a nice job on that, skipping that trigger.
Yeah, it's a pirate fight trigger with like flying pirates, and it's a very long fight where you have to kill at least 6 of them.
Yeah, long, annoying fight, and it changes a bunch of layers in Magmar Caverns to add flying pirates.
Yeah, so
you never want to hit that. right.
That's a good idea. I never thought of doing that.
Yeah, I did see that once before, but I think I completely forgot about it until right now. It was probably Caesar who did it. Well, there's main power bombs.
Okay. Yeah, I guess it was worth it to come down here.
Yeah. I mean, I think at 4 power bombs you're usually pretty comfortable, but it's always nice to have that those extra ones.
Yeah.
Especially since you never know when you're going to get messed up with drops in Prime.
True. Yeah, there were some recent tournament matches where, actually, I believe my latest one with you, we ended up reloading the room at least 4 times or something like that. So, the more the merrier.
Especially when it's right there. It's just like really easy to obtain.
And it speeds up the artist, so.
It certainly does.
And he has all 8 actually.
Yep. Missile and cross cave.
Nice dash.
Nice, yeah, really nice curvature on that dash. Fortunately, not so nice having to go through all these morph ball areas without boost. I wouldn't necessarily Lane's match was decided by drop rates, but it certainly set Inner Slice back quite a ways.
Yeah, because I believe he had to go. Yeah, he had to go all the way back in the labs to finally find one.
Yeah.
Like all the way from PPC to labs. Using some standable terrain to get up to this little branch here. You can also use the branch across. Like
there's
across. It's a little bit easier.
A couple ways to get up here. I usually see people use the branch, and I know this way exists, but I haven't seen it used too much.
Basically, Caesar's trying to skip the grapple requirement for this room.
Mm-hmm. It's fairly easy. Unfortunately, not going to be able to check Storage Cave without Plasma, but Security Cave, at least that's one check they can do.
Yeah.
And hope that Phazon is not sitting 5 feet away right now.
That little R jump right, or slope jump right there. A little harder than it looks.
And another E-Tank. So, healthy boys.
Well, granted, I've only tried that jump once, but I don't know where I was going with that. Oh, step one.
Yeah. I mean, I think that all of the methods to get up there without grapple are a little finicky sometimes.
Yeah.
Just find one that you're comfortable with. And Caesar dashing off the gel zap.
Yeah, you can use a gel zap, or you can use stalactite. Or if you have grapple, you can shoot the stalactite. There's a grapple point on it.
Yeah, I usually do that as a backup if I have grapple.
Yeah.
But
okay, just a missile underwater.
Missiles. Really hasn't been anything in Vendrana outside of an artifact.
Yeah, main power bombs.
Yeah. And so after this, Caesar is going to have the option of checking Tharvis and probably Quarantine Monitor at the same time. but might just decide to dip and head to mines, because that's pretty much, I think that's the only place left.
Yeah, we've already checked Frigate, we've already checked Chozo.
Power jump to get up here.
Most of Magmore, except plasma processing, which is boost lock. Oh, is that plasma?
That's not plasma, but I think it was a beam combo. I just didn't see which one. That's ice spreader. Yeah. Okay. And heading for Rockman. At least I presume. It's possible they could just check warranty monitor and then dip, but I doubt it at this point. Oh, just missing. Oh, gonna go for a slope jump here. I did not know you could do it from here.
We're about to learn something else new.
Yeah. My understanding is that it's still really finicky slope jump. So, but Caesar does know that they have all the time in the world right now, so.
Actually, looks a little bit easier than the dash, at least in theory.
Yeah, I think the problem is it's hard to get enough height. You can see, like, Caesar's not even getting close to getting enough height on any of these. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Just stuck on something. Might also be trying to do an R jump at the end to try and.
Yeah, I think the R jump is what helps him get the distance.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I wonder when he lands there if it's like one of those standable spots that you can't jump from because you just kind of like the game is slowly just kind of pushing you off of it.
Yeah, that's my guess is. I mean, hopefully Caesar doesn't spend too much time on this. It is out of logic. Yeah, just keep getting stuck on something, but they can't really do anything with that.
Looks a bit similar to the plasma, or what do you call that room? Geothermal core? The slope R jump to get to the top, to the door. Looks similar to that, like a similar method.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. Unfortunately, not yet brawler. Yep. The usual suspects.
No, he's not stuck. He's just trying to get the quarantine monitor item.
Yeah, missed the dash, and so now it's trying to go for this backup, but it's proving to be quite finicky.
Looks like he's bailing. Or might be trying to dash again.
Yeah. Not even, not, I guess just really doesn't want to fight the artist. And fair, but you do have Powerbomb, and you do have supers, so
yeah,
it wouldn't be that terrible in the fight.
Yeah,
and this time he gets it.
Okay. Yeah, at this point, when you're just basically last locationing your go mode items, it's worth it to check everywhere you can.
Yeah. And let's see. Nope, still not going to fight. I mean, I know I'm the type that says never do Zarvis.
Yeah, it's a little hard to route back in though.
Yeah. And it's one thing when you're like still in the middle of looking for stuff. It's a little different when you're like at this point where you're looking for your last 2 go mode items.
Yeah, if you had more items to look for, I would skip it for now, but if your last location is go mode, it's probably worth it to find it. At least in my humble opinion.
And so we go to mines.
Yes, X Pro, RWeb for RWeb soft. I can't talk. Never mind.
Our web soft locked underneath Warrior Shrine did not have bombs or boosts, and so couldn't get out.
Thank you.
And I guess felt that they were too far behind at that point.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get them in for an interview afterwards, and we can see how they were feeling. But we'll see.
I doubt it at this point. I mean, they've already cut. I mean, they should have gotten the bot when they forfeited, or when the tracker hit forfeit.
I assumed that was the case, but when I forfeited in my second round, I didn't get it. Although the bot was also acting up at that time.
Yeah, we have been having trouble with the bot recently.
So I'm not sure if you have to wait for the winner to finally finish in order to get the invite, or if it's just the bot.
I don't think so. I vaguely remember people forfeiting early and coming in the interview early.
Okay.
Maybe they didn't get the bot, or maybe they just didn't feel like doing an interview for whatever reason.
Yeah. And Caesar gets over the trigger.
Well done.
Yeah. That was pretty cool. Of course, I was going to say, I thought for a second, like, well, they didn't check lower mines, but then they don't have boost fall. And they don't have plasma, so they would be stuck.
Yeah. Pretty sure Caesar has learned from last year that you don't want to enter the ditch without boost ball. If you have no way of fighting OP.
Yeah. I made that mistake recently in a non-tournament race, thankfully.
Yeah.
And now... Okay, looks like they're going to try and get up, check storage depot B first, if they can get up there, which they can't. Oh, they have to get up there anyway because they don't have boost, so they can't get through elite research. So they're going to have to get up there one way or another without grapple.
And without grapple, that top jump is, in my opinion, the hardest.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it sounds simple as in how you do it, but actually doing it is finicky.
Yeah, I tried it. I've never been able to get that consistent. I usually just powerbomb the debris and then jump from the station. I find that to be a lot more consistent.
Yeah, if you're lazy like me, you just powerbomb the debris and do the yellow spider track part of the puzzle.
Okay. And gets up there third try. That's pretty good, I'd say. Just a missile. And so there has to be something in upper mines, I would think.
Yeah.
Just because you need boost to get past elite research. So basically, Caesar has 3 checks.
Yeah, and where else do you go at this point? I mean, every other
Yeah,
check is accounted
yeah,
for, except
yeah, except Thordis.
What was that room?
Thordis.
Well, Thardis and that one plasma check.
Yeah, but I mean, until he actually has plasma, I wouldn't really count that.
Fair enough.
But I think Ice Temple is secure or storage cave. But at the moment, it's just the 3 checks here. Make that 2 checks, and then Thordis.
You didn't fully scan those.
I think he did fully scan, but sometimes you get it where like you fully scan it, but it doesn't actually activate.
Well, I know in our race, I remember scanning the artifact hints and the 6 artifacts. Oh, boost.
Yeah.
The 6 artifact scanned. I didn't fully scan on the way out, and I had to like make an embarrassing walk all the way back over with a bunch of like sloppy movement because I was mentally thrown off by that. So it can happen.
Definitely. And so boost means that they are going to be able to get through elite research now and check those two checks in lower mines without plasma. Sorry, 3 checks. I think. I don't know.
Yeah, there's
math is hard.
Vent Shaft, Central Dynamo, and MQA.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely not the best boost location, but I mean, at least it's something. Like.
Yeah.
But as said, it does open up the possibility of lower mines, which is not necessarily what you want to be doing right now. And scanning that force field just in case.
Yeah, Phazon could be there.
So, did we see where Wavebuster was?
I didn't.
Okay. Because I was going to say, I think we've had all the beam combos accounted for except that one.
Where was Ice Spreader again?
Okay. Transport access.
Okay.
Yeah, I checked on the stream just to make sure. Because commentary stream quality.
Yeah. What Caesar is doing right now is an AI manipulation to keep the elite pirate from attacking you because it has to face you before it starts to attack you. So if you circle around it while it's turning to face you with rapid fire missiles, you can kill it pretty fast.
Yeah, and that works on every elite pirate, including Omega.
Yes.
Oh, and I think, yeah, Caesar tried to overlap the cutscenes, the platforms descending, and the Phazon Elite's death animation, but if you do it at the wrong time, then platforms will just become locked, and you have to reload the room.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I found that out the other day. It is possible to overlap them in a way that the platforms are active, but apparently the timing, I'm not sure what the right timing is on there. All I know is I've seen it done.
I've seen the overlap, but I've never seen the scan fail.
Yeah.
And now it's just automatically done. That's nice.
Yeah. And I think the turrets are gone as well.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I forgot the second later assumes that you've already done all that, so that makes sense.
So that's nice. And I didn't get a good look at what that was in top lead research. Okay, just a missile. All right, and now we are down to lower mines. And Caesar basically just hoping he doesn't regret not getting Thardus. I think the worst thing that could happen at this point would be to not find anything in upper mines, because that means that Thardus would be guaranteed to have plasma.
Yeah.
And Payson would be guaranteed to be in the rest of lower mines.
Yeah, don't quote me on
well,
this.
Well, I guess not technically guaranteed, but pretty likely.
Yeah, don't quote me on this, but I believe that hurt Bash in last year's tournament in the final round or final match because he had put off Thardus for too long, and then Link checked it, and I believe it had one of the Go mode items.
Yeah, I mean, no one likes doing Thardus, least of all me, but sometimes it is the better play.
Yeah.
Caesar getting a nice jump off of the Elite Pirate's head. Because when if it looks like you can stand on it, you can stand on it, and that includes a surprising amount of enemies.
Yeah.
Alright, so now we're down to Central Dynamo and MQA. And that is an E-tank. So, well, I think there's almost certainly got to be something in MQA, unless it's on Thardus.
Something's definitely on Thardus if there's nothing in MQA. I mean, where else haven't we checked?
I can't think of anything. I mean, the only things I can think of are plasma locked.
Yes.
I think it could actually Life Grove. Life Grove is open now that he has boost.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. That's one, I find myself forgetting about that one a lot because
so if you
because you're just deep into mines and you just kind of forget about Life Grove.
Yeah. So if nothing is in MQA, then you'll probably end up going back out of main quarry.
Yeah, that would be my guess. So actually, not quite as bad as we were saying before. But obviously Life Grove is kind of a trek. And the worst thing that could happen would be to have plasma in Life Grove and end up having to come back to lower mines. Phase on. So let's hope that that doesn't happen.
Right.
Oh, Caesar getting a dash off the Metroid, but not quite making it across. And now just gonna do the intended way. And Moment of Truth. Did Caesar already see it? I didn't.
I didn't.
Can't see it that way. I still can't get a look at it. Oh, there it is.
Nice.
That's the worst place you can have plasma.
Right. Now
And-
we're just hunting for Phazon.
Yeah, and now, like, I would assume that they're gonna do the rest of the lower mines first.
Might as well get it out of the way.
And it looks like that's the direction they're headed. And it makes sense. These are where there's like a decent number of checks here,
Yeah.
and you're already here, so you might as well just do it. Yeah, and it's not even the first time we've had it there this tournament. I don't think it's even the second time. I might be misremembering, but I know we've had it at least once down there.
Certainly not the first time I've seen it there. I remember. I
Oh,
believe I've
far-
I've gotten it there on one of my casual scenes.
Oh yeah, plenty of times. Enough times to know to check it.
Yeah.
It's just an E-tank. Caesar finally deciding, I've got it. And unfortunately, Phazon is going to be all but one possible location.
Right. Unless they had the trick enabled to put that in mind.
Well, not in the default
Not in
tournament
tournament settings.
there.
They would have to gentlemen's agree to that.
Yeah. I mean, you could. Let's see. It looks like Caesar is going to check it. Just a missile. I was going to say you could check. Well, actually, never mind. I was going to say you could check it to see if it was like grapple, but it would not be grapple because you need grapple to get there, logically.
Yeah.
So that is Phazon
Okay.
in Bungle Hall B. So not that bad,
Yeah.
considering.
Although he's pretty close to OP, so it's quicker to fight OP to get out at
Yeah.
this point. But other than
Certainly
that,
could have been a lot worse. So, yeah, that is really the only. I mean, obviously that's a horrible location to have it, but like in terms of finding it there when it's
I've
last
been in
accounting
storage
for,
game.
yeah. Yeah, certainly not the friendliest seed. Oh, well, I think was actually up there, but got knocked off by the plasma trooper.
The jump is not as easy as it looks, trust me. Caesar is just that good.
Let's go for a wave buster on OP.
Surprised not going for the rapid fire missiles.
Yeah, yeah, that is kind of strange. You certainly got plenty, but as mentioned, using that same AI manipulation to prevent OP from seeing you, and you're just gonna circle him around.
Oh, and he was out of power bombs.
Out of power bombs. That's and that's unfortunate, especially when you have all. But I think sometimes when you do have all of them, you're like not worried about getting drops.
Right.
So you kind of forget. So a little bit unfortunate, but does have all the tools necessary to make this a one cycle. So 2 missiles and then a super and then
I guess he was
super
saving,
and then super.
yeah, I guess he was saving his missiles for this part. Just fair enough.
And so 1 more super should do it. and of course manipulating Omega Pirate to appear to know which pool he's going to appear in. He won't appear in the same pool twice, and he won't appear in the one nearest to you. So with that, you can basically manipulate Omega Pirate to go into the pool you want to go to. I said it! I said it!
Good guess.
Sick game. And the last seed, it was Ice Spreader, I think. So,
Yeah.
good stuff. Good stuff, Diggle. Back to back, yep, indeed. We did, and we had an earlier race where he had supers, so I think the only thing we haven't seen on OP is Flamethrower, as far as beam combos go.
I think we did.
Did we?
It was, upper furnace. Yeah, it was upper furnace. Caesar has it.
Oh no, I mean on OP. We've seen OP have every beam combo except Flamethrower.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. In the tournament so far. Also, I thought Upper Furnace had something. Oh no, you're right. It was Flamethrower. I missed it. That's right. I missed it. Yeah, we've seen Vanilla Phazon. We've seen Phazon in PCA. We've seen a lot. We've seen a lot of Deagle seeds. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
And now the long trek back to the ship. Fortunately, not really much to say at this point. I think the only thing we don't know where it is grapple, and it's got to be plasma locked somewhere.
Yes.
Not in plasma processing, but certainly could be an Elder Chamber, Chozo Ice Temple, storage cave, but who cares? We don't need it. Yeah, or Thardis. Could be on Thardis.
ship dash. Yep. Nice. Okay. The Ridley fight, how am I gonna say what I've already said before? Shoot Ridley with plasma in this first little phase here, and then when he flies around, you either do the flyby skip or wait for him to land, boost on his chest, and take a bunch of health, and you're immediately in the final phase, and you shoot him in the mouth, hope he doesn't dash at you, rapid fire missiles, and kill him. I could have said that more eloquently, but hope you get the idea. The reason that works is because the developers forgot to make Ridley immune to Beast Ball, which does 50,000 damage per frame, and as a result puts him in his final phase.
So what Caesar's going for right now is trying to snipe Ridley. Fortunately, you can't lock on to Ridley's mouth during that part, since his hand blocks it.
Yeah, at least not in this version. They fixed it in Trilogy to where he leans his head back a little further, or a little more to the side, so he can shoot it. But, otherwise, you have to free aim a little bit more to the side than it kind of looks like you should. And that'll stun out of that dash.
Getting pretty good RNG now, though.
Yeah.
Oh, spoke too soon.
Now we're getting sneak dashes.
Oh.
The invincibility glitch. Alright, good recovery. Now we're in Impact Crater. We're likely going to see a little skip where you use standable terrain and slope jumps to get up Phase Encore, which saves a bit of time from climbing it the normal way. So a small slope on the floor, and then land on, I believe, 3 branches until you're at the top.
Yeah. Unfortunately, as shown here, it is kind of easy to slip off.
Yeah, and if you take too long, the fission Metroids will come down and give you a hard time.
And they spawn infinitely, so
Yes.
hope you have a lot of power bombs if you're prepared to try it for as long as you are. But getting up there, not with too much trouble. You can kind of measure how well you're doing by how many fission Metroids you have to kill. And that was just one. So not terrible, but also not perfect.
Yeah, and so now we're on Metroid Prime Exoskeleton, where there's 4 subchambers, He's only vulnerable to one beam at a time. For some reason, you could use flamethrower on the power phase. I guess the devs forgot to deprogram that, but it's a good beam. But yeah, first sub-chamber gives you power and weight beam. The second one adds ice. The third one adds plasma. And the fourth sub-chamber is random RNG, where it can switch beams at will. It can do all kinds of combo attacks on you and charge at you.
Yeah, it's chaos phase.
Yeah. Fortunately, we don't have Ice Spreader, which I believe is probably the best speed combo against Exo. Freezes him in place, and because he's a Metroid, he's weak to ice, so it makes it even better. But if you have enough missiles, then Wave Busters, it's another meanie way to attack him. Or you can just do this by staying close to him and manipulating it to do the melee attack, which keeps it from doing other attacks, and you can just keep shooting it until it, until you're in the next phase.
Yeah, that was really good manipulation by Caesar there.
Yeah. And
As well as getting a turnaround shot.
Yeah, and supers are very effective on the power phase because without them, I believe it's, well, at least for me, it's the second hardest being tied to the Exo with, because how squirmy he is, and, the fire rate and all that.
Yeah.
Yes, you did just miss the move door getting actual use. It was in the first sub-chamber.
So another thing you've seen after Caesar finishes a phase, try to stand in the middle in the right position, and you can actually snipe Exo while she's charging. Unfortunately, it's off-center right now, so it's a little harder to get the snipes.
I keep forgetting Metroid Prime's for that.
Nope, it's a fictional monster. I don't know that it has the concept of gender. I just call it she. I just call it she because of Dark Samus.
Yeah, yeah.
Everyone else calls it he, and I don't give a crap. So
I haven't read the actual lore on that, so
I don't. I really don't. I don't think there is lore.
yeah.
Maybe there is in the scan. I haven't actually read the scan
Me neither.
data in forever, so maybe it has pronouns, but I don't care.
Yeah.
She, he, it, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
It's annoying. It's kind of hard to tell from this angle whether Caesar is actually getting the snipes. Usually you can see if you get it, then Exo flashes red. And
I'm not even sure what the right visual cue is, because I've only tried doing that recently, like within the past week or so.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's a lot to do with positioning.
So far, I don't think I've gotten a single shot that way. What's the actual position that you have to be in? I know it's like somewhere a little further back on the...
Yeah, so in Sub-Chamber 2, it's like I'm fine from like the edge of the ditch, but then in the lower sub-chambers, you kind of have to be a little bit further out because the ditches are shorter. I know some people I know you can actually do it from closer, but I just learned with that positioning, and that's what I'm more comfortable with. So and plus, like I said, a little easier to see when you actually get the snipe. And so, as we were mentioning, this is Subgender 4 Chaos Phase, and just switching beams randomly, charging randomly.
Also, keeping up randomly, which I forgot to mention.
Yeah, I don't think we saw hyperspeed this time, but it's also a thing. Especially funny if you kill her while she's in hyperspeed mode.
Right.
'Cause that includes the that little animation there. Didn't get to see it this time, but maybe sometime in the future. And since Caesar is basically already won, we're gonna get to hear the lovely music.
Yeah. Yeah, and fun fact, if you wait too long to skip that cutscene, you can get a white screen glitch, which will blind you for the rest of the fight, and that's pretty much a reset unless you're extremely skilled or lucky and somehow manage to kill it.
If anyone has done it, I would love to see that, but yeah, I think lucky is kind of underselling it there, because it's not just like the screen. I'm pretty sure the entire.
I guess you would have to turn on surround sound and just kind of use that to figure out where it is.
You'd think, but I've heard other people that the sound design in this fight is actually just completely wrong. And so, like, you can't even use the sound to tell where you are or where Essence is or where anything is.
Yeah.
So you're legitimately just fighting blind.
Yeah. So what you're seeing Caesar do right here are attack cancels, which you shoot single shots of the phazon beam while you're full and wait for its chin to return back to its normal position to get it to land full as soon as possible. And you do that for the first two phases, or the first two visor phases, and then on the third one, when it's visible with combat visor, most runners start doing full cancels, which Caesar's doing now, stepping in and out of the full to prolong the damage even further, and now he is finished with an official time of 2:17:14. Put the GG's in chat for MightyCaesar. And we should be getting him in for an interview shortly. Hopefully the bot's working this time. Yeah.
Right.
Looks like we got somebody.
Yeah.
Caesar.
GG.
Yep. Congratulations.
Funny thing is that Dolphin crashed just after I finished.
Oh, nice.
Well, I mean, if it's gonna crash, that's probably the best time for it to crash. So, yeah.
Yeah. That was a terrible location for both Plasma and Phazon.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the way it goes sometimes.
Yeah, we were worried that it might have been on, or Plasma might have been on Thardus, and you might have.
Yeah, I thought about that, but I decided to put it off for a bit because I just didn't want to fight Thardus.
Yeah.
It's completely fair.
After our web forfeited, I did kind of start taking the race a little bit less seriously just because I have a pretty bad headache currently and overthinking stuff.
Yeah, I know those feels.
Not
so.
worth it. But I did try to throw in some less common tricks just to keep things interesting.
Oh my god, speaking of which, that NSJ monitor station you did, what is wrong with you? How do you do this stuff?
Which one?
The monitor,
Oh.
the NSJ monitor station.
Yeah, to get up there without.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then completely failed the dash.
Yeah, but that climb just blew my mind. I'm like, where do you?
Yeah,
learn all
I
this
learned
stuff?
about it like I caught a part of one of Bash's streams like a year ago, saw him do it, then like a week later I'm like, that would be an interesting thing to actually know how to do. Couldn't remember it, couldn't find the video, and had to figure it out from scratch again. Yeah, it's decently useful, though it can be annoying because it's just very easy to bump against some bit of standable terrain and lose control because it thinks you fell off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it did look like you were having like a little bit of trouble there, but yeah, it's also probably more useful if you don't fail the dash. So,
Yes,
Definitely
which
study it.
is
yeah, it's definitely something to have in your back pocket.
yeah. Spent way too long trying to get the HBJ and Hall of the Elders. Just
Mhm.
game didn't want to give it to me, and trying to keep a rhythm with a headache probably not the easiest thing in the world. Though, hey, at least I got the first try bar skip.
Yeah, that was quite impressive.
Also tried to show off a way to get out of Quarantine Cave without anything but space jump. The back direction that I figured out a couple months ago, it's terrible. Don't go for it. You saw that it just kind of didn't want to work.
Yeah,
But it exists.
Yeah, it looks doable, but
It's also possible to do it without an R jump. But you need to get around the overhang above you and dodge the pillar, because you need to land like as far as possible towards the wall if you want to make it without the R jump up after the slope jump. And yeah, it's just bad.
overall,
But it exists.
The dash is easier.
Mhm.
Yeah, but it is a way to be able to get to the far side if for some reason you ended up in the near side of Phendrana and can't get to the opposite side of Quarantine Cave otherwise. It exists there.
Yeah.
Which should only ever happen with like randomized elevators, but
I think overall, though, your movement was really impressive, and some of the tricks you pulled off were really good. And I just realized we're not going to find out where Grapple Beam was, so sad face.
Yeah.
F. Probably somewhere. Well, actually, there's only a handful of locations it could be. It could be in Vanilla Flamethrower. It could be in.
Basically, it could be either one of the Plasma Locked locations, or it could be in Life Grove.
Yeah, it could be in Life Grove. Anything else I'm not thinking of? Right, like Plasma Lock locations, Life Grove, and it could be in Vanilla Plasma, which is technically Plasma Locked-ish. Bomb's location was not good either.
Yeah, I don't think Grapple could be in Plasma Processing, but
oh yeah, not with the logic settings. You're right.
Yeah, and then bombs were I already forgotten. Workstation.
Bombs were in Workstation.
Yeah, that was not a. I mean, it's not the worst location. At least you didn't have to go into Phendrana, but.
Yeah, but when I went that direction to pick up bombs, I'm like, okay, it's either at Workstation, at Thardis, or it could potentially be in PPC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah.
None of which are the most enjoyable locations.
I mean, technically it can be past Thardis, but just fortunate that it wasn't. That you didn't end up having to fight the rock monster at all.
I can't believe I missed the Magma Pool dash.
Oh yeah, that. Well, at least you saved.
Yeah, and I think that was the point where.
Yeah, I think
that was a little bit after when R-Web forfeited, and I was thinking like once you died there, even though you saved, they still had time to catch up a little bit, and they could have made up that time, but they might have felt like.
I mean, seeing as they'd never saved, it was like 20 minutes, and a lot of the items were kind of backtracky. Can't blame R-Web.
And under that kind of pressure, I could see how you would just think there's no way you could catch up. So that was unfortunate.
And how did he soft lock?
He went. They went into Warrior
Warrior.
Shrine, below Warrior Shrine without bombs.
Ah,
Forgetting that they needed bombs to get out.
yeah. That's a easy mistake to do by accident, really. Like, if you just blow the bomb cover off by habit and then walk off the hands, you might just end up falling in there.
I think a lot of people have made that mistake.
Yeah. Well, like I was
especially
saying,
normally when you're there, you're used to having bombs, so the muscle memory kicks in and it can screw you over.
One time I had bombs in there when I was doing a seed that didn't have no point of no return, like on an older version of the randomizer.
yeah, I'm pretty sure I've seen that too. And like I was saying, it's one of those, like, I know our web's like a little bit newer, and sometimes with a lot of these
Our web is a very experienced player, just
newer to the
not
randomizer.
as experienced with the randomizer.
Yeah, is what I meant. So obviously no offense there, but I mean, there's a lot of soft locks in this game. You kind of just have to experience for yourself before you remember.
Yeah, and there are a lot of soft locks that just almost can't be encountered anywhere but in the randomizer.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of trial and error involved.
Yeah.
Trying to-
GG's again. Any last
Yeah.
thoughts?
Weird seed.
Yeah, you said that in the race time, so.
Thanks to both Op and Tokapa for commentating, as well as Mithra and Gallop for tracking.
Oh, it looks like our web's trying to get into the.
Oh yeah, our web's in the setup channel.
Maybe we can get some words from them.
Yeah. How you doing, Arweb?
Good. I got a lot of errands done.
Oh, nice.
Well, that's always nice. So, yeah, that's a bit unfortunate what happened, but like we were saying, sometimes there's a lot of soft locks in Randomizer, and you just kind of have to experience them for yourself.
Yeah.
Without bombs, there's a lot of stuff that I never would have thought.
Oh yeah.
I need to get used to randomizing bombs a little bit.
Absolutely. There's so many places you can get trapped without bombs.
And I never check the pillar in Magmore, and there's always something good. That was the first thing I asked Caesar after I quit, was what was in the pillar, and he's like, it was Ice Beam.
Yeah.
Not that it really came into play for a while afterwards. It was another like 20 minutes before it really was able to be used in a manner that worked with logic.
Where were bombs anyway?
Workstation.
Okay. Damn, I could have gotten the workstation.
Mm-hmm.
And then Phazon suit was in Fungal B.
Gee.
Plasma Beam was in MQA.
It looked like a really easy seed from the artifact locations.
Just the artifacts were easy to get. And then it was, congratulations, now you have all over the map except for a couple places except for the very bottom of the Phazon mines and a couple items here and there in Phendrana and Chozo to find your last two items. Have fun.
Yeah, it's always those two go mode items that make or break the run.
Yeah, as I was saying, the usual suspects. So.
Oh well. I'll next time we do a tournament, I'll have to do a couple practice seeds and learn where those tricky spots are.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, like I said, you just have to learn them for yourself. You have to encounter them.
Yeah.
Even if you know, like first few months of playing, I think I've soft locked in plasma processing. I've soft locked in that spot. I've soft locked in Burn Dome.
Without random, if you don't randomize bombs, then there's almost no way to get soft locked unless you go into like the ice beam room and have it locked behind you, and you don't have ice beam.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There's
Or you
Thankfully-
go
Yeah.
towards, or if you end up coming through Findrana, try to go towards plasma processing, but you don't have wave beam, so you enter that one room that has a double wave beam on the inside, but not on the outside.
yeah.
That's another way to get soft locked.
Casual races in the planning channel in the Discord. That's a good way to practice. We do a lot of those there,
Mhm.
so I recommend joining some of those if you're down for that.
Yeah, I'll look for those.
It's also a nice way to be able to pick the other players' minds on what they're actually thinking through as they're trying to figure out what the seed wants them to do.
Yeah, because there were times where I was like, okay, does it want me to use Spider Ball and cross Twin Fires tunnel or whatever tunnel that is?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then I remembered you needed Varia suit to even use Spider Ball.
Mhm. Though in logic, we do have accessing Far Magmore without various suit, as long as you have space jump. Or actually, I think
Yeah,
even
well,
if you just
yeah,
have bombs.
Yeah, you'd have to go through mines to get there logically.
Well, no, you can
Logically.
cross Twin Fires Tunnel, I think.
Logically. You can't cross Twin Fires logically without Varia in these settings.
Yeah,
I'm
I
pretty
thought,
sure we turned that on.
I thought that.
I certainly did not.
Yeah,
but,
enter late Magmore without heat protection. I'm pretty sure that includes that.
No, I think that's a different trick. Like, because that just got added in the last patch.
Yeah, because it was a normal part of logic beforehand.
Yeah, but that's just being in late Magmore without Varia, not crossing Twin Fires Tunnel without it.
Okay, yeah, it is from either the two south elevators. You're right. I just
Yeah.
the randomizer. I've done it.
I know, it's confusing.
It is weird to try to solve the seed and think, okay, I could do this, but does it actually want me to do this?
Yeah. And sometimes it is just better to follow the logic.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, yeah, there's cross Twin Fires Tunnel suitless and cross Twin Fires Tunnel without Spider Ball as two additional tricks that aren't enabled.
Like, I don't even. I climbed a root cave, and I don't even think that would be something that it would have you do unless you had grapple.
yeah, no, you need
once you have
grapple,
grapple and
Space
Ice
Jump.
Beam.
X-ray,
Not Ice
So-
Beam. What am I?
X-ray.
Brain. Yeah,
Yeah.
X-ray.
So, yeah, but yeah, I mean, just you just gotta play a lot. So,
But it was fun. I mean, the 30 minutes I was playing was fun, I guess.
Yeah, I kind of felt like you still had time to catch up, but
Maybe.
potentially, because
Uh,
you never know what's gonna happen.
yeah.
that's true, but I've my first race I lost 40 minutes to those soft locks, and the second race I lost 40 minutes to not knowing how to get bombs if they're in Ruin Nursery.
Oh, right. The
Oh, was that your race?
Yeah, and then this one
Yeah.
I lost 30 minutes to another soft lock, and this time I did not continue.
That's fair.
Yeah, and didn't you also get like less races than most people because you had a couple where your opponent wasn't able to schedule one?
Yeah. So, I'm 2 for 3. The 3 races I did, I lost, but I'm still 2 for 3. Or 2 and 3.
Hey,
So, any final thoughts before we wrap up?
Yeah. Final thoughts.
GG's our web.
Good
Really
job.
too bad about the soft lock,
Well,
but
good job finishing the seed. That sounded like it was a little unpleasant.
yeah, I probably could have gotten it done a lot faster than I did, but like I mentioned earlier, had a headache and tried to do some more interesting tricks to keep it entertaining.
Yeah.
I hope you feel better.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Same. Like I said, I know those feels, and it's not fun.
Gonna
So-
take some Tylenol and take a nap.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
I think we should all do that. Maybe not the Tylenol, but
Naps are good though.
hmm
So with that said, be sure to follow our runners and follow my co-commentator and our trackers Gollop and Mithun. And tomorrow we have another match at 3 p.m. versus between Mop of Justice versus Salad Dragon. It's got Gentleman's Agreement, Random Star, Random Melody, all kinds of stuff we'll explain later.
and
So
that is
be sure to
be
tune
the
in
last
to that.
match. Yeah, the last match of the Swiss. So
Yeah, and then after that will be the top 8 and the losers bracket and all that stuff. So keep an eye out for that. But until then, I've been off 82.
I've been Tokapa.
We'll see you next mission. Thanks for watching.